Jesus gave the parable of the laborers in the vineyard as found in Matthew 20. A landowner needed people to work in his vineyard. He promised his workers a denarius for a day's labor. Now a denarius was considered in those days payment for one day's work. The laborers agreed to this arrangement. Throughout the day the landowner saw people standing around with no work and offered them the same deal, although the first laborers had been working for much longer. There were some who only worked for 1 hour, yet were rewarded with 1 denarius. At the end of the day, the workers who had been there from the beginning, when they saw those who only worked 1 hour received a denarius, they thought that they would get paid more. But upon receiving the 1 denarius that was promised to them, they were indignant and said, "These last men have worked only 1 hour, and you made them equal to us who have borne the burden and the heat of the day." The landowner responded, saying, "Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what is yours and go your way. I wish to give to this last man the same as to you. Is it not lawful for me to do what I wish with my own things? Or is your eye evil because I am good?" The vineyard is a place for the cultivation of virtues, gentleness, chastity, patience, and countless other good qualities. The workers who are called to the task at different times of the day, early, at the 3rd hour, at the 6th, at the 9th, at the 11th, are those who have come forward at different ages and lived justly. By day, Jesus means the whole age during which, at different moments, since the transgression of Adam, he calls just individuals to their pious work, defining rewards for them for their actions. The Lord is just in giving each person who heeds his call his just reward, regardless of how much of their life they spent with him. A true Christian would be full of joy over the converting of a soul at the 11th hour. The image of the vineyard is a very powerful symbol for the people of God. In the Old Testament, the prophets believed Israel to be the vineyard. According to the tradition of this time, working in the vineyard was an honor filled with joy and fulfillment, for the Lord himself was the owner and the provider of all things. There is abundant joy in watching the rich fruits grow and sharing them with others. Belonging to and working in the vineyard is a gift from God, but also requires a responsibility. Otherwise, there are serious consequences. As baptized Christians, we, in a very special way, belong to the Lord's vineyard and are working in it. It is our duty to realize, as his tenants or guests, we must strive to care for what God has blessed us with, not allowing ourselves to squander what he has provided to us. We must realize that God provides all the basic resources for our personal lives. For example, the very oxygen we breathe and voices we use are part of his gifts to us, which really belong to him. Those who do not care for the vineyard properly are punished, but the Lord's work in the world continues, because God gives the vineyard over to other faithful tenants who will take over and remain faithful. As St. John Chrysostom reminds us, heaven is free of envy and jealousy. Just as the one group received greater reward in being the first to receive it, so the other group was more highly honored by the abundance of the gifts.